Good morning, traders, and Happy New Year to you all. Welcome to the live advanced Bookmap webinar. We've got JTrader joining us today, a professional stocks trader. This live session is part of our free education here at Bookmap. These webinars with Joseph are held every Wednesday at around 10 a.m. These sessions give you the opportunity to observe how a professional trader uses Bookmap in their decision making and trading process. So please feel free to ask questions either in the YouTube chat or in the advanced webinar Discord text channel. So before we jump to the live analysis with JTrader, there's just a couple of things to cover. You can find out more about Joseph on his website, Jtraderco, and you can connect with him on Twitter at Jtraderco. And the disclosure. All Bookmap Ltd materials, information and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Live trading is in simulation demo paper trading mode and strictly for educational purposes. Live trading executed in simulation cannot accurately represent realistic trading performance. And the risk disclosure. Trading futures, equities and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss that is not suitable for all investors. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security nor lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Joseph, I see
Good morning, Sam.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, buddy. So welcome back. I heard Bruce is away, so we're going to have a lesson today live streaming on some small caps. Also, we'll see if we have volatility coming on Tesla, which was one of the main gainers these days. What I'm looking right now is the price action today on VVOS. So it's spectacular, just like yesterday, JSPR. So we're going to cover this. We're short also on CRKN. We're short on Jern, which we were holding, and after we'll share some of the patterns. I've shared already in the Discord Bookmap section a lot of these displays, so you can see traders for who's part of the room, the executions, how we manage them. All right, so Sam, can you see my monitor over here, Bookmap and scanner on the side?
I've got you. Yep, you're good.
Okay, perfect. So what we're going to look for right now, traders, is VVOS. It's a stock essentially like yesterday, JSPR. So we have a stock with a very low price. We started here this morning, 0.70. Looking at this company, you can see what a parabolic move, right? So the last few days, we started back again with supernova moves. I mean, just look at yesterday, JSPR. So I'm going to explain how to trade these. I'm going to put it here 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart. Those are the two charts that I use. Okay, so this was yesterday. We had an open over here, 8 o'clock, news coming out, first accumulation, and this is always happening in the big runners. So remember, big runners, you start having a morning dip. Sometimes it's an intra-market. You have such a good dip over here. These levels will be often a fib retracement, will be a level of VWAP, and I double check this level with Bookmap. So my point over here is I start looking for a first push, then I want to see some consolidation, because happens that a lot of times I miss this, right? I do analysis, I research, and when I see this accumulation over here, I want to see certain pattern formation with Bookmap. For example, I want to see an absorption. So I want to see over here that if we start to sell, the price is simply holding, and we start putting at a certain point higher low. So it means that somebody down here is willing to accumulate, and that gives me right away the idea to start looking for a possible long. I do this. I look at the tape, so I know to read the tape pretty good, I would say, and then I look at the order flow together. At a certain point, we see the breakout. At this point now, you see the volume coming in. Breakout traders that think this will go like 3, 4. Actually, yesterday was right. They were right. And this is the open, 9:30. So I will give you over here a key, right? How to understand if these will run or not. The open is here, 9:30, and it's all over here, the plan. 9:30, often in these small caps, right? We're talking about stocks with a very low market cap. They generally have a pop and fill the gate, right? So they just pop into that pre-market high, then tend to fail. And this is a setup that I love to trade because essentially what I do is I enter short, okay, once I see the bull trap, and then I simply look to manage the position for the fade. In these scenarios, JSPR, and we'll also look at VVOS today, so that is the main one that I want to talk about. We have here the gate, a hold, right? So we hold over here, we push, we hold, and then we start like halting, 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 and you have to calculate the pre-market high is this level over here, okay? So we're gonna put this level over here. Now, as I said yesterday to my members, if we're gonna fail back below the pre-market high, then we're gonna have an unwind. Yesterday, I showed it with Peter and some members over here. I covered partial. Then I saw this was not pushing anymore. I stopped over here for the remaining par spreads, and it didn't touch it anymore. So what we have over here is this main halt, okay? This is where the halt opens and dips. And over here, you can see that we go below this area. On Bookmap, I could see over here absorption. So every single time they were selling, boom, somebody was holding. Selling, somebody was holding. Selling, somebody was holding. So that means absorption. Somebody that comes over there and like refills the bid, puts always size. So when shorts, sellers are exhausted, imagine what will do. What will happen? Okay? What will happen, traders? They will simply look to, push now because we don't have any more main sellers. So remember, break of the pre-market high, retest, consolidation, and then, and eventually, this is what happened yesterday. So went from an open over here around 130 till 370, 380. Made another push over here this morning pre-market, and now it's very weak. VVOS, this is the main one. And this is perfect. So I shared in the room how I traded this morning. I was guiding members on this one. The point is the same, okay? So we have a stock with 17 million float, 8 million float. So you cannot consider this a small float. But of course, we have the news. We have over here the volume. It's a sub one, or at least it started like a sub $1 stock. Good. Let's also start to identify these as potential squeeze and halt stocks, right? When you have a like $1 stock, volume comes, you know what happens. So remember before we had JSPR. Okay, I'm gonna try to go over this 1 second again. We had over here, okay? This is your this is your first consolidation, which is actually accumulation, okay? In general, this will be near the VWAP, could be a 90-minute, a 5-minute chart. So we have this pattern over here, and then this pattern starts to run, okay? So this is the first one that happens. Post over here. This morning, we had VVOS. So we're studying still the structure, right, of the play. You can see over here a first push and same pattern of accumulation. And it's exactly the same thing of yesterday, right? So over here again, we have consolidation and accumulation. Now, a lot of traders will ask, how you see if it's accumulation distribution? Well, that's the reason why I teach over here how to read order flow. As I said, through order flow and tape, identify very, very good if they're absorbing or they're selling, so they're distributing. In this case, you see over here, we have a push, fails over here, 830. Let's go back over here, 830. And I mean, everybody can see over here, traders, right? Everybody can see that this is a main support over here, and there starts simply to bind, right? I'm gonna make like this. Okay, so over here we have a liquidity area, demand. I mean, this is simply sick. Look at this thing over here. Comes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Liquidity or demand. Over here, there's absorption. You can see when they test the support, right away they absorb it and then they push back up. And over here, there's something they call stair-step pattern. So they're guiding the price up. Is it clear, guys? Makes sense? And this is the confirmation that you actually, see using this tool. So I always say that, you can look at charts alone is one thing. You can look at price action alone is one thing. You can look at order flow alone is one thing. And many of these things won't give you the right answer. But it's just putting things together when you have a confluence of signals, then you have a higher degree of success for your strategy that you're going to trade. Okay? So in this case, what I say always, strategy is not formed by Bookmap and a 1-minute chart. A strategy is formed by multiple factors. We spoke about these the previous time, so I'm not going to repeat. Bookmap gives you an edge in understanding which are the levels that they may help you for your trading. Okay, so that's the main idea. If you have questions, simply reach out. There's Sam over here. We'll read over here your commentaries. So now I'm looking at VVOS. This morning, multiple halts. You can see over here every single time that you see this small gap, it's a halt, it's an halt, it's an halt. First thing I do is go and check on a daily chart, for those critical areas. Start looking if in the past we traded on VVOS days of high volume. And I go back something like 2 years, 2 years the most. I'm starting to go back and I will see we have our resistance. Well, this is very high at 535. We have another resistance at 350. So I'm taking over here the levels where the high volume was traded, right? And then we're going to look for this Yeah, the two major areas that I'm really interested in are 350 and 530. Looking at the chart. So I'm looking at this big high volume day. Okay, I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna start looking for this day over here. So I'm gonna put her here low. This is a day where we trade a lot of volume, right? And this is not a reverse split stock. We trade over here something 175 million volume. So I'm gonna put over here multiple factors. This will be a key interesting area for me. I'm gonna put over here the high. I'm gonna put also here the close of this one. And of course, I suggest to run even the volume profile over here to see which was the high volume nodes of the week. And then we have another high volume day. We retreat over here around 100 million volume. So I'm gonna stay with this low, $2. Stay with the SI over here around 258. And then traders really only some technicals, but not high volume areas. We can see no high volume areas. We can put another resistance over here. We can put another resistance 350. But I suggest you to trace the levels where, so those days, right, that we traded with high volume with a different color. So this day, all of these days over here, you're gonna put these with a different color. And yeah, those days over here, and this level over here as well. Because there's an importance, more importance on days where the volume was higher, of course, right? So you're gonna put that. I'm gonna put also here the low of the bar. All right. So if you have these trades, when this morning you're looking at, we can put a 5-minute chart, it's fine. When this morning you have these, remember that 203, right? And 203 is the daily level where we trade a lot of volume. So this opens exactly here. So it opens, that's the pre-market high, right? We push, fail, shorting the team over here to 20s, 25s, cover parts over here, halt again, and I get out everything over here. So we actually hold this here, all right? So we have over here 0.1, which is breakout. Then we have over here 2, dip into high daily liquidity. And this high daily liquidity was confirmed by Bookmap Ltd. So you know that if you dip into something, there's a possibility of what, a bounce. And then over here we have what? 0.3 new highs. So that new highs over here, what they're doing for holding daily high liquidity supply area. Okay. And this is what you have to do. So once you know this is like your plan. You can do even pre-market this because you already know pre-market the levels that you're gonna possibly have, right? Once you do that, so find the levels, then start looking at price action, patterns, of course levels, right? Plus order flow. I always say order flow update. And I like the idea over here that now stock is extending, strong. So all these areas that we have, so this level, on an uptrend are used, okay, once we break them, are used like dip support. If then we fail and start to reject, maybe even afternoon, midday, or day two, they could be good level for, re-entering short, okay? This is it, traders. This is VVOS today. Life of fade out. Once over here, price section, Twitter is curling. We have a spread right now. Okay, now spreads reduce. So they're trying to tag the $3 area, see, right? They held basically at 258, which is the daily level. I'm gonna zoom in over here, the price section. So I don't short over here, something like this. The only way I was short is I see a push, 3 over under, fake out, then in. Not before having a confirmation somebody's trapped, especially the silent liquidity stock. $290, $291. You can see that there's a constant buying pressure and there's a constant selling over here. And that's the reason why we need to see a direction, okay? One of the two scenarios that starts working. Or this for a long in this case, or for a short. Now, I will never long over here in the breakout. For me, the long is on the dips. So I already canceled that by my plan. I'm looking over here for ideally that pop in fiddle 3, and then we'll see. Basically over here stopped a couple of times, so we should see a possible wash. Yeah. Harvard. Start looking at that bid. Okay, if you look over here, this bid, 280. 280 now it went. High chances over here for a small wash, 265, 260. Let's see. And this seems like boring, but essentially what I suggest to you, and I just like tell you, but try to do it. See over here, wash, soak, and push. Record your screen when you trade. Level 2 times the sales or the flow. And not the day after, a couple of days later, when you don't remember anymore the price action, just look to retrade it and then go check back the tape in that moment, how it performed. When I say tape, in this case, it means order flow, level 2 times and sales together. and look at those levels, let's say a $3 number, or where we had a VWAP, or where the daily resistance, or where we had the pre-market high, how the price rejected or bounced, so how the price reacted, okay? It's not that you're looking over here, there's the flow, every single dot, every single print. I don't care. I don't do like that. This morning, we post over here also on in the room, but we took the short of tops here, KN, short of top Zern, short on Tesla, short top VVOS, and then covering the money. So we had 4 and 4, and it's almost like based on all on patience, same yes, based on patience, based on discipline, and based on a structural process. So put all the pieces together. When you find those levels, you can trade. When you see those tape that give you confirmation, okay, when you see one of the two sides is strapped, okay, then you can start like really loading the boat. So over here, another break on 280. For now, they're just like pushing, break down 280, reclaiming 280. Pushing, breaking 280, reclaiming 280. The stock traded this morning, 56 million. The float is 17, so yeah, we are like 3+ flow rotation. Meanwhile, Zern is working. Good. Three times we touched this 273, 274. This morning we traded also, yeah, Zern. If we have time, we'll cover it later. This was a master one for us. And CRKN from the pre-market. We traded Tesla one time for scalp. It's chop, not really paying attention too much to it. If you have anything else on the scan, please alert. You can see traders, again, 273, dipped, volume came, then pushed it back to 9. If you start looking at the way, okay, the structure, is simply, you'll find, you will trade this, you will have like loss over losses. Wait your moment. Now we're waiting that 3, good. Let's wait for that bull trap over here. And then if that bull trap comes, we're gonna take it. Okay, so really pinpoints, you'll have to be a sniper with your entries. So we're looking at this, right? So we're gonna see something like this ideally. All right. So if this happens, good. If this doesn't happen, no problem. So scenario over here, extension play. This was a bear trap Dylan curl from the playbook. Meanwhile, over here, pushing yes, pushing Tesla. Again, 25, so 4 times that level, actually more, even before. Just patience over here. See if we can manage that trade. We're creating a small over here, bull flag, right? Again, another dip. So we are at 6th dip over here, the same price, refilling 275 again. So let's check 1 second the stats, traders. Stats over here, I mean, what the stock did in the past, right? For stats, let's say my performance, I use, somebody asked me Trader Sync. Over here, stats for the stock, it's important because I want to look over here what had happened in the past. So the volume over here is pretty high. I'm going to put over here something like, put more than 5 million. And even here, if you look at the stats of 5 years ago, supposedly the stock was around 5 years ago. They're not the same as right now. Market changes, okay? So different scenario, different market structure. So let's keep it only the first 2 years, okay? The last 2 years, So here we hold down to 69. Then we'll see if they open, they dip and kind of push again at $3. We had 2 times over here this gap above 20% with at least 5 million volume. 1 time close red, 1 time close green. Extension average is 18%. Average half day 1047. I want to check these over here. Let's filter. Let's see those days. Let's put 20. And let's put over here volume around, 5 million, let's say. I want to focus on the high volume days, right? They want to open now. Change no, either we're not needed. Pre-market volume, they're really needed. That's it. Okay, let's look over here the stats. So here we have in this case 3 days. This is 2020. Let's see how the stock performed. So 9:30 with an extension play. 10, so at 10 o'clock over here with an extension play, fake out the pre-market high and then simply fade all the way down. But here we're already 10:45, so different kind of stock. That day though, we traded 102 million volume. Actually, sorry, 50 million volume this day over here. Then over here we traded 172 million volume on the 823. We had a morning squeeze. This is a nice bear trap over here, manipulation 2, push to the $7. Midday over here, with all line distribution, then squeeze again end of day. Power hour over here, so somebody probably have to get out. And then faded. So over here again, we had a fail before 10 o'clock, actually before 10:30. The last one was this one. So this year, January 19, traded 102 million volume. Stock open weak and never reclaimed over here the pre-market high. You can see high, high, high. So every single one is a higher high, higher low, and a lower high, boom, lower low, and faded. Good, good. So let's see if we have anything else popping up. ELOX, very small volume over here. I would simply stay away from 400K volume. We're trading Jern today, already 79 million. This was, I think, above 22 million for pre-market. Tops is another one that could be interesting, so we're maybe gonna keep an eye on tops. For now, we are on CKR and Jern still holding. We'll show the trades even tonight on Bookmap with the team. And VVOS just waiting over here. These are the chains, the negative chains, so we can see small cap loser, large cap gainers and losers. But here, actually, they say they're wrong. This is gainers. So you can see I use very simple filters, right? Okay. This morning we have DC Food 2. Yeah, we have a lot of Chinese company. They are gapping up. So we have Baba today. It's extending. Let's check Baba. It's one of the stocks that I used to trade a lot, Baba. Lately, been focusing so much for big caps on Amazon, Meta, and Tesla simply every day, as they are playing pretty good as I want. Nice little top over here. We could simply see if we can push to this 100 and take that rejection over here on a soak. Let's go back on loss. Okay, boss open over here. So let's see another one is gonna push. You can see we're bouncing again from the 265, 269, which was the previous resistance, previous support, sorry. And to trade this short, I will stay only with the 3 fake out. That's it, nothing else, right? Personally, I will stay only with that. That's the high of day. Again, testing this low, 260. Mm-hmm. 250 over here, halted again. All right, let's change one. Let's put right now Jern. So I've seen over here this morning the team being on Jern. And we have a stock with a high institutional ownership. This is one of the mentoring students over here, how he's treated. So we had a 4 fake out and come down. So a lot of traders ask me, Jay, why using over here Bookmap? Okay, again, there are a few things over here to understand traders, okay? So I'm sharing over here some things of a mentoring student. And also this over here. I'm gonna share because I've been mentoring over here by me today. So the point is, and this is CRKN. The first thing is you analyze your daily chart, right? So you go to the daily. Of course, you have to know the type of structures the market is doing right now and the patterns that are forming based on stats that you did. Could be gap and crap, could be a gap and go, could be a gap down, could be a gap up, day 2, day 3. So multiple. Of course, you need to know the price action, how it works. So read manipulation, read the tape, read order flow. This morning was pretty easy. As a setup that I explained yesterday, I mean, it was super damn easy. And I'm saying this because I want to convince everybody I don't give up. I'm just saying what really pays, and I see that paying for the traders that I'm mentoring. So yesterday we had 3 other setups that were so similar to this, right? And I'm trying to find them a second. So I'm going over here and I'm going to explain what happened. So one was this one, as MSGM, basically like JSPR. Okay, so we saw over here a clear dump. We're looking at Bookmap as well, came all the way down, perfect. This one didn't work. So this one over here was the same setup scenario, but in this case had a double push, so piked. This one was, and we're gonna cover what we saw on Bookmap, right? RSLS. So the trader over here shorted more, covered. After the main fake, I was shorted, cover, adding to the position over here, risking the 20, came down, exit everything. So you can see it's a stock that holds over here by 10 o'clock, the open level. It's hard that it's gonna be a fader, right? By stats, if something is holding by 10:30, the open level, 50% only is gonna be a fader, especially if you have different stats. Then we had this this setup, so you can see the timing, right? This we showed yesterday, the timing on 18F. So if you look at the 18F yesterday, and you look at, let's say over here, we're gonna put it, Jern. It's the same exact thing, okay? How I move, how I was extended, how I came, blah, blah. And $4 was the daily level we were watching because we always look at the hold on number. So who's saying that hold on numbers have no importance? He probably doesn't know what he's missing. $4 alone mean nothing, but with $4 with more confluence of other patterns, definitely they will give you an edge. But here we have the structure of resistance 4. So I'm not tempting over here to enter. I said to my mentor student over here to wait. And then on this push, you can see the big catalyst over here, 420. So big seller, drop it. So we short over here. And it's simply now just holding. You know, cover over here 15%, another 15, 20%, over here another 20%, now just holding. The one on Jern, sorry, the one on CRKN. I think this was it was very simple. I think like, I don't know, 4 or 5 members took this. Let's see. Yeah, this was a stock that almost everybody took. I mean, came up, looking at the daily level. We're watching at 110, right? So, you know, the daily level that we said before, watching at 110. And over here we had, all right, you can see over here stock is running. It's running, high volume. And just don't look all these big heat maps over here. You will get confused, right? So you wait for the daily level. You want to see at this point when you get to the near the daily level, $1, how the price reacts, right? And you want to see once we get over here beyond that level, okay? In this case, never got because the level was 1. So you want to see how it gets near or beyond that level. You want to see beyond that level how it reacts. Sellers jump in, or simply consolidate longs and start to push back more. Over here, you can see once we found that level 0.95, we start making lower highs, and big seller jumped in, and that was boom, confirmation. Member took it over here. Member took it over here. So we simply said, okay, now I'm gonna cover small. Actually, I like this trade over here because it's simply still a full size position. And we're holding for the main fail. Okay, so we're looking for 0.20, 0.25. The good point is that we never find over here any more buyers. So longs are trapped, simply fading, steer step down pattern. So when you see, remember, all these liquidity area that are topping, right? That's called steer step down pattern. I call it like that. And so if you want to talk with me, use those terms. All right, let's go back over here to our play. Let's look at VVOS. US. Okay. Overview. So now to 35. So I'll better get traders all morning. We'll do like that all day, actually. Stuff. We have over here a stock that is starting to extend, and we got a lot of stock that are extending lately. So we have yesterday ATNF, RSLS, JSPR, and SGM, something like that. ELOX today, right? So a lot of stock that are extending. First of all, I want to see what is this ELOX. I think I traded in the past. Probably should be something about I don't know, EV. ELOX, something about energy, right? Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. So we have over here which kind of company. Oh, ELOX Pharmaceuticals. So no. ribonucleic acid related drug candidates, so about RNA and DNA. So they're working on that, functional proteins, all right. And this morning they have a news, let's say, reverse stock split on the first. And what we had lately, all these reverse splits, RSLS, if I remember correctly, yesterday was that, they tend to run. Okay, there's some misunderstanding here. The flow becomes very small, and it runs with very low volume. And everybody sees these are gappers. They think, wow, this is something that is on. And they start to run. Financially, the company over here, there's not really much important to know a stock that reverse split over here financially. Financially is not really the best stock to buy for your longevity. No revenues, negative net income. We already can see that. Play a little bit with the stats. Today I want to put over here, some basic stats, right? Not that these stats will show me what we have on today, but I want an indication. So no stats over here in the past. I'm going to put over here the daily chart as well. So we never had over here high volume trade in the past. Just technical resistance 473. And a gap fill over here, a little bit higher at 550. Okay, so I will be watching only for what we said, 480 and 550, 540. Okay, so ELOX 480 or 550 to watch. Now we're gonna open this. We're gonna close BABA. Oh, that's soap, remember, 100. I'm gonna put over here ELOX. I love these turns to look for a possible short. We're gonna grab also over here. Now we don't need this anymore. I have another short we had the pre-market. Cal, a multi-day runner we don't need right now. He looks over here. Okay. So we have to be pretty, say, disciplined. We have to look for that extension to 480. Let's see how the order flow and tape reacts at 480, and that's it. Of course, you have to look at it's hard to borrow. Generally, these are all hard to borrow. If your broker has them. So it's starting to top over here into this 480, 470, 450. Okay, you can see it's a little bit lateral over here. Very small volume for now. We have an average in the last 15, 20 minutes of around 55, 60K.
We have a couple of questions from chat, Joseph.
Yeah, of course. Meanwhile, we wait over here for, our stocks, of course.
Jonathan is asking what broker do you use to short?
So you can reach out uh, to DM, but I can tell you that we're working with two great brokers. One is 30, one is Cobra. So there are many brokers out there that allow you to have hard to borrow stocks. So um, for this, you have to reserve the bars. Okay. So there's just like a window. You go there each morning, you ask the borrowers, you pay them, and then you can trade them. I don't trade only short. We don't trade only short, but we also trade a lot of longs, small caps, big caps, also options and futures. Those are two of the great brokers. In case you need, reach out and we can talk about more.
Great, thank you. And Barboza is asking your thoughts on Kala.
Huh, that's a good question. Okay, okay, okay. I like this question. Who is this? Who asked?
Barboza.
Okay. So let's see Cal over here. I need to, first of all, explain a few things about Kala. Kala traders, from what I've seen the last days, looks like something. Remember Elfin or ECYT? It just looks so much similar to that scenario. This is the daily chart, right? So we had one day, second day, third day, came down, right? Looked like an inside bar over here, but actually it's not. It dipped. Yesterday I was telling everyone 29 is a very important level. It's a fib level, or at least with fib level. We had also Bookmap over here. Now I cut it because I didn't trade today. I traded only this day over here. We shorted 40 and covered 31. All the other days over here I traded. Now if we break 45, really there's a potential over here, just like Elfin. You see that parabolic movement. This will trap still shorts. I know some shorts that are really underwater here, so they're holding from the low 20s. And let me just tell you here that when you trade stocks like this, very high volume day one, day two, don't try to find them until they broke a certain level. Generally, this level is wait for the first red day, or wait for a fake out. Instead of here, what happens in this bar? We open and push, we open, dip and push, we open, dip and push. Over here we have like a doge, Seems like those candlesticks in this case should have been up, like evening star or abandoned baby. Over here instead we have the low, so this is more like accumulation play. And now it's breaking this up. If this finds break of 45 with volume, it can still run. I wouldn't touch over here short. I will only look to buy dips until I have a crack on this. And we can put a 50-minute chart. So try to use a bigger time frame, like 15, 30 minutes. Okay, this is it. And what I was looking this morning was this. Look, put this high to actually this low. We're gonna do like this. All right. Now, okay, here. You see over here, guys, exactly where we have the dip, 50% fib level. That's the reason why I was saying it's a very big support over here. My level, I was saying yesterday, was 29. This, we held it. This morning, we broke that. And everybody was saying, oh, gap down, boom, we will like unwind over here, right? Important to use the fibs. That 50% over here, it basically killing traders. It's basically killing traders. Because the main points where you bounce, right? When you're long, let's say you bounce, they're going to be 78, 61, and 50%. Now, to have a short, we would have needed this. Instead, we have a dip and consolidation and push. So 46 for a fake out fail, or a break of 46, consolidation, move to 70. And that's the main point of me today on Kala. Personally, not touching for now. Just waiting for the 46 personally. And it's something that I will tell to beginners to avoid. main point for me is really risk management on this. Risk management. You want to see anybody in a couple of days that, you know, is losing big on this one. So our friend over here, ELOX, what happened? No trade. You can see one thing. Where sellers came. Guys, just look over here. Where sellers came. So if you have a plan and you start seeing this, because over here we go up. So we have our lows, our lows, our lows, and then sideways action, right? I'm gonna put this over here, this way. So we start having over here higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, lower low, lower high. So the trend over here breaks. Now we're getting over here lower high, higher low, contraction. Over here we start seeing some patterns of selling pressure. You can see over here. And then when it breaks the support for 20, boom, drops. So we are looking for that 480, came 470 over here. No trade, miss. It's fine. We're gonna survive. You cannot eat all the cakes, right? Let's go back over here and see VOS. So still holding over here to 30. Tesla over here for the nothing, at least for me now. Journal simply holding. We're average around 4. ELOX nothing. CRKN average over here in the 0.90s. So we're holding. See if we have anything on the scanners. Sam, any other questions?
Yeah, I've got one of my own. Earlier you were looking at CRKN when you were doing the trade reviews, and you were talking about the order flow and the stair-step pattern down, and how the confirmation with the large liquidity entering the book on the offer. What would you expect to see in the opposite scenario if this was going to push higher? So in terms of the order flow, what don't you want to be looking for your short position?
Okay. So first of all, I don't want to see, let's say for long, I want to see a ton of absorption. So if, let's say we start short here and then we add over here short, I want to see this level over here for long that is absorbing. So I want to see fake breakdown, reclaiming, fake breakdown, reclaiming. And then I want to start seeing higher lows over here and a reclaim of a previous resistance. This gives me, okay, now we had a fake breakdown over here. It's reclaiming the previous level. It's maybe even consolidate. Okay, then I'm looking to start long in here and looking for more. For example, when we traded ICCM or ICMM, I don't remember right now, but like 10 days ago, the long that I took were basically like this. So I waited for the pullback, consolidation like we saw on VVOS. And then I started looking for that absorption. We had a fake breakdown of the VWAP. So you saw exactly this. We had a fail over here, a big liquidity area. Came up, started consolidating above, boom. Got the long just before the push, and we got something like we got the morning push in this. That is what I like to see when I'm long in something. Okay, so this of course is a high liquidity stock. We're not looking to really buy the dips, in accumulation. We're looking by more a pullback while the stock is already trending in form. Sam, if we have no more question, today we can wrap it up over here. I mean, it's almost 11:30, a little bit early, but I think we covered the majority of the things. What do you think?
Yep, sure. No, that was really insightful, really good. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, thank you, traders, for being over here today with us. Reach out to Sam, me. Put a like just put a like over here if you like what we covered. This is basically free for you, so it helps us to prepare the material, our time, devoted for making traders more knowledgeable. And thanks, Sam, for being over here. Great host, buddy. Thank you next week, and Happy New Year again to everybody of you.
Yep, thank you, Joseph. And guys, if you want to hear more from JTrader, make sure you check out his website, JTrader.co. And I'll see you all tomorrow at the same time for another webinar. Take care.